geldiniz. Ben Bükreş Ticaret Müşaviri Sude Gürcan. Hepinize Bükreş'ten selamlarımı sunuyorum. Bugün Bakanlığımız koordinasyonunda gerçekleştirdiğimiz elektronik sohbetler programının Romanya ayağının ikincisini gerçekleştiriyoruz. Geçen sene ilk programımızda Romanya pazarını genel olarak tanıtmış ve öne çıkan sektörlerden özel sektör temsilcilerimizin de katılımıyla bir program gerçekleştirmiştik. Bu programın kayıtlarına da Bakanlığımız web sitesinden erişebilirsiniz. Bugünkü programımızda ise Romanya'nın en büyük online satış platformu olan eMAG Marketplace yetkilileriyle birlikteyiz. Öncelikle sizlere kısaca programımızın akışı hakkında bilgi vermek istiyorum. Kayıt altına da alınan programımız 1,5 saat sürecek. Sayın Genel Müdürümüz Mehmet Tan'ın açılış konuşmasının ardından sözü eMAG yetkililerine vereceğim. eMAG'dan Sayın Mihna Sitere ve Sayın Alexander Vizeranu bizlerle birlikte. Kendilerine de öncelikle teşekkürlerimi sunmak isterim. eMAG yetkililerinin sunumlarının ardından soru-cevap bölümüne geçeceğiz. Soru-cevap bölümünde moderatörlüğü diğer ticaret müşavirimiz Naci Akdoğan gerçekleştirecek. Ayrıca Köstence Ticaret Ateşimiz Kadir Yazıhan da bugün bizlerle birlikte. eMAG yetkililerine yönelik soruların checkbox kısmından yazılı olarak iletebilirsiniz. Soruların İngilizce olarak iletilmesini rica ediyoruz değerli katılımcılarımızdan. Lafı daha fazla uzatmadan açılış konuşmasını yapmak üzere sözü Bakanlığımız Dış Temsilcilikler ve Uluslararası Etkinlikler Genel Müdürü Sayın Mehmet Tan'a bırakıyorum. Buyurun Sayın Genel Müdürüm.
Teşekkür ediyorum Sude Hanım. Bu organizasyon için de hepinize teşekkür ediyorum. Değerli katılımcılar, bir sohbetler toplantımıza da hoş geldiniz. Bugün spesifik bir konu üzerinde sohbet ediyor olacağız. Bulgaristan ve Romanya'da güçlü ticaret operasyonları yürüten eMAG şirketinin değerli temsilcileriyle bir aradayız. Umuyorum bu etkinliğimiz sizlerin her iki ülkedeki ihracata dönük operasyonlarınız ve çıkarlarınıza yarar sağlayacak, katkı sağlayacak bir etkinlik olacak. Mr. Stare and Mr. Vizreanu, unfortunately you are not able to see me. I have a technical problem with my computer cam, so sorry for this. It's great to have you here for this opportunity, for this webinar, and this will be a great opportunity for our exporters and our audience to learn about Romanian and Bulgarian e-commerce market, consumer preferences and behavior, opportunities for Turkish businesses in these markets, and the way eMAG works in these markets, and also how eMAG and Turkish businesses could work together, successfully work together in these neighboring markets. I would like to thank you for your contributions to our efforts to better inform our businesses of potential markets and encourage them to seize new opportunities in these growing e-commerce markets as well. Thank you. It's great to have you here with us. Sude Hanım, söz sizde.
So, thank you very much. It's been a great honor and pleasure to be here together with you. First of all, I would like to thank you to Mr. Jurgan and you for making this event happen. I hope it's just the first one in a series that could provide you insight about expanding opportunities towards Eastern Europe with us here in Romania, Bulgaria, Hungary, and the new countries that eMAG will be adding to the grid. I'm here with my colleague Alex Vizeranu, who will be taking you here through the major facts about eMAG and also detail about the most important packages and programs that we have and that we think could be of very relevant information to you should you consider expanding out of your home country and looking towards the opening new markets in Southeastern Europe together with us, and further on with our partners to Western Europe. Myself, I'm leading the eMAG Marketplace Sales and Business Development Department. I'm with the group almost 1.5 years now, and I'm having here with me Alex. Alex is leading the sales department for all the countries, and yeah, we'll be both taking you to, as again, to the most important facts about eMAG, and then we'll be here ready to take your questions at the end of the presentation. So, cutting the story short, I'll be switching to the presentation. I'll be leading you through it for the first half an hour. Then I'll be leaving you in the company of Alex, and he will be taking further on.
Mr. Stere, maybe it will be better to just give a small brief information about the Romanian market before switching to the presentations. Thank you very much. Thank you for the brief opening you made, and thanks to our Director General from the Ministry. And now I would like to continue with a brief information about the Romanian market. And currently, Turkish companies, as all you know, are very active in almost every sector in Romania. It's an important market with a population of 20 million and with an annual export of approximately $4 billion from Turkey, which stands out with its EU membership and geographic proximity. And I believe that this program will be a good opportunity for our companies that want to expand their activities in the Romanian online market or enter the market, especially in sectors such as ready-made clothing, accessories, home textiles, decoration products, and furniture products. The pandemic has obliged the acceleration of the digitalization process, and e-commerce and foreign trade transactions. We have seen that companies using the e-commerce channel more efficiently can continue their activities more successfully in this period. And the volume of e-commerce in Romania recorded a significant increase in 2020, and the upward trend continues. In this context, the Romanian online market offers various opportunities for Turkish exporters. And today, Mr. Stere and Mr. Vizerano will make a presentation about eMAG Marketplace, as kindly he mentioned before. And eMAG Marketplace is the leading online sales platform in Romania. After the presentations, we will pass to the Q&A sessions, and I would like to kindly ask our participants to wait until the end of the presentations before directing their questions, because the presentations will be including the answers of the majority of the questions you have in mind. And please direct your questions from the chat box in English language. Now our guest speakers from eMAG today will share valuable information for Turkish companies who have interest in selling their products in Romanian online markets. Thank you again, Mr. Stere and Mr. Vizerano, and now the floor is yours, please.
Thank you very much. So let us begin. I hope that you see the presentation that I'm sharing with you. Our motto for the opportunity, it's very clear. I think, and we think that is the perfect timing for Turkish merchants to look towards Southeastern Europe, especially Romania, second biggest economy, fast-growing economy in the region, second fastest also, with the second biggest GDP per capita and cumulated in Central and Eastern Europe. So before jumping in, I just want to make sure that everybody understands the concept of marketplace. It's the ecosystem where you as a merchant are allowed to sell directly to end consumers your products. So in this respect, we are here presenting all of the facts about ourselves and this ecosystem that can provide you access to not only the Romanian consumer, but also the regional consumers, adding the other two countries, Bulgaria and Hungary. And that, as you'll be seeing along the presentation, to another 4 major players in Western Europe. 2 words about eMAG, marketplace, marketplace within the eMAG ecosystem as a group. We are now representing more than half of the total volume. And as a group, as you may see from our presentation, we are part of one of the most important international investors. I was just trying to mention what you're seeing on the right-hand corner. You see the name of Prosus. Prosus is our shareholder and is the 3rd biggest investor worldwide after Amazon and Ali Group in e-com, with a valuation of above 1 billion euro for all these investments. So let's be moving forward. Here are some facts about our group, Naspers Prosus. I was here at on this page, providing you some facts about our shareholder, Naspers Prosus Group. Here you can see some of the investments at the worldwide level. We are one of the just many companies where Naspers is major investor. Nonetheless, one of the most important in Southeastern Europe. Now, when you look at eMAG, we talk about a group that has almost 20 years of history, started back in the days in Romania by local entrepreneurs, and a group that has grown significantly in size and regional presence within the last 5 years. Here are some of the milestones, and definitely some of them worth mentioning: the expansion to Bulgaria, the expansion to Hungary, and our international alliance with another major marketplace groups. Now, all of these facts will be addressed individually later in the presentation. So let us move forward to provide the extra facts of our presence at international level. These are the facts about our presence also on Western markets. We are one of the founding members of International Marketplace Network, together with the other marketplaces from France, Cdiscount, Italy, ePrice, and Germany, Kaufland. We have established this platform to give access to our sellers to not just the local Southeastern regional market, but also to the whole European market. Basically, with this alliance, we are covering more than 230 million users, and together with us, you can reap the benefits of selling to this customership. Definitely, the first step is to start with us, and then should you be interested to move forward westwards, we'll be guiding you also in this process. Now, as you recognize, the names mentioned here are the most relevant players in the marketplace industry, Kaufland, it's a name also in retail. It's Schwarzgruppe is the #1 European retail group, including Kaufland and Lidl. Right now, also present in online since the acquisition of Real from last year. ePrice is the #1 independent player in Italy, and Cdiscount, it's part of Casino Group and is the #1 player in French market, leaving aside the big American player. No? So, having said this, I'll be moving to the value proposition and the growth potential that we like to introduce you, and we'll be starting with Romania. You are certainly aware of the macro facts of Romania. I won't be staying too long on these figures, but it is worth mentioning that we have currently more than 10 million users with daily online access, and we have almost 5.5 million users on mobile, and that's very important. Now, if you look at the whole online market, in 2020, the market was ended at around 5.5 billion euro, and we are expected to see a figure of around 7 billion euro at the end of 2021. It is definitely a market that has been especially pushed forward by the pandemic situation. We've seen tremendous growth, year-on-year growth on the figures of last year compared to the year before. Ourselves, we have doubled the size of the past that we had in 2019. So we finished the fiscal year just above 2 billion euro, and we've seen, as I told you, almost 100% growth rate to 2019. We are very ambitious. What's the plans for this year? And you'll be seeing this 30% growth rate in our plans and budget also very, very present and reflected in our programs. So having said this, let's just move together forward to eMAG. Again, here in Romania, it's the #1 source of information. We have worked this positioning over time. It's simple as that. When the Romanian customers are looking to get information about the products, they are online, they are going first to eMAG, and that shows the credibility of the platform, not as a e-com merchant, but as a source of information to the Romanian consumers. Now, in terms of brand relevance, we are #1 retail brand in Romania and second most important brand overall in Romanian perception. Now, moving ahead, what's important for you to know about the group is just this significant growth that we have witnessed in the past 2 years, that we have experienced, is just it's an effect of our huge investments in these last years, and of a good understanding on what's coming to us of the e-com market and of the investment that we are doing on the technology side as well as the commercial side. Now, currently, we are having more than 7,500 people working for the group across Romania and Europe, and we are definitely expanding our team. In terms of marketplace, as I mentioned you at the beginning, we are right now representing more than half of the total eMAG results, meaning that you as a seller are part of a system, or will be part of the system that sells more than half of the products sold by eMAG through our eco platform. Now, currently we are having almost 5 million active clients with 80 million visits per month. We are having a selection of more than 8 million products, going rapidly forward towards and that's only Romania, towards the 10 million selection. We are having more than 25,000 partners, sellers that are selling their products onto our platform, and averaging a basket of around 100 euro per order. No? We are generating more than 80% traffic on mobile, and that's our figures that can give you the insight of how our ecosystem functions and how well is geared towards further growth. Now, definitely, if you are looking westward to the big American giant, we talk over there of selection on more than 100 million. It shows us the gap for development. It shows us the potential that is gonna be coming to this region, to the Romanian and the regional consumers, and that we both, you as a seller, as a merchant, and us as the platform provider, are able to benefit from. So I think we're just at the beginning of our European discovery process and development process. As I mentioned, we started from Romania, but you'll see our presence in significant more countries in this area of Europe. We are the #1 generalist in the area, and we have again major steps across in front of us to develop. Now, moving the perspective also to the other two countries, looking at the selection, we have almost 10 million active clients. We have more than 35,000 active partners, including the ones from Bulgaria and Hungary. In our ecosystem, we have then more than 12 million active products and more than 25 unique visitors per month. 25 million unique visitors per month. Again, this shows you the potential to be to have the chance to enter into a system at its very beginning phase of development. We are on the right moment to accommodate and bring international selections through international sellers and partners to the Romanian and regional consumers, to pack them under our benefits and program development umbrella, and offer to them in the most advantageous formats. So that's my main message to you after seeing these macro figures. Let's just move together to have a perspective on which verticals and in which categories it's very attractive to come alongside us, to join us, and to start selling your products. Definitely the home and deco vertical is one of the major pillars for growth. We've seen tremendous year-on-year growth in the past 2 years in this category. We offer accelerated programs to our sellers to join the platform and bring their products in this category. And we have significant plans to grow in this category. Fashion definitely is one of the most important verticals. Just for you to know, we have on 100% year-on-year internal growth plan, meaning 2021 to 2020. So we are allocating a lot of resources and investments in this area so that we make the Romanian regional consumer buying more from our platform, this category, and we've seen in the past 12 months and 6 months especially a tremendous growth rate and adoption and acceptance from the customer perspective. Definitely kitchen and small appliances is a category where we see a very dynamic growth rate. They are all packed and with big opportunities. There are still a lot of medium to top brands that can be hosted on our platform, and we're looking forward to welcoming them here and to do what's necessary to bring them on the platform. Now, home consumables is a category where we have started showing presence just recently in the past 2 years. Now is the subject for accelerated growth. So everything that what's edible and non-edible as a FMCG product and edible in a dry form is subject to this category and is subject for consistent investment from our side. As you'll be seeing later in the later stage of the presentation, this is a category that can be yet hosted into our own logistical premises and can be delivered to major benefits to the Romanian consumers. Now moving forward, another two verticals that are very important to us, and you might see some reflection, similar reflection from other sources, not just online but also offline. There is the do-it-yourself and sport and outdoor activity products. All of these three categories are very important to us, and we see significant growth potential on these categories and are perfectly geared to host and offer you the perfect ground to start selling your products in these categories with us. Last but not least, the toys department. We've seen last year tremendous growth. Again, one of the most important categories in growth, year-on-year growth, still having a lot of potential and being here, a major, one of the most important pillars for growth to us. And not to mention, to forget to mention, the IT and consumer electronic category, which is the category that we started from, where we started as a consumer electronic and IT specialist back in the days, still growing fast and representing a significant size of the whole GMV. Again, all of these categories are open for onboarding and for starting selling your selection to the local and regional consumers. Now, moving forward, I would mention the event of Black Friday, which is a very important event in the e-com world. Particularly, you can consider that in one day you are able to perform sales equally to the whole month. And you have here some facts about our last event in 2020. It was our 10th Black Friday celebration, where we have sold more than 120 million euro in one single day. Basically, we had whole Romania was online with us that day. We've had more than 12 million visits in that very day. We ranked 7th highest in overall Google searches on that day. And I think that looking at the figures, you can understand how important this event is to us and could be also to you. So in terms of scheduling this first webinar together, I think we are on the perfect timing for you to, consider, process the information, and for starting a direct communication together, so that we do the necessary steps towards onboarding together, so that for this year we make sure that we could benefit both sides from being present and selling on Black Friday event scheduled for this year, which definitely going to be another milestone to the Romanian retail scene. Now, some words about our business model. I just mentioned you at the beginning that we're talking about a platform where you will be selling your products directly to the Romanian and regional consumers, and where you have the whole support from our team to make it good, to make it fast, and to show significant growth month over month, so that you reach your potential very rapidly. Now, the platform is offered in English, so you only need a personnel that is proficient in English. And if you have this kind of personnel within your organization, then you'll have no problem using our platform. Now we are offering account management support from the moment of starting the onboarding process through our sales managers, hunters. Then you'll be, and that's a support that it's free. Now, further on in the pipeline, you will be accompanied for 3 more months by our account managers in the seller development phase, where you'll be taught about all of the tools that we are offering you in terms of making your offers visible, promoting your offers to the consumers, monitoring your orders, and then also on the financial part, looking at the figures and being able to work with the invoices and all of the aspects necessary, for you to perform your business. Now, in terms of support, we'll be taking your products and offer you free translation into Romanian and then further on Bulgarian and Hungarian language. So you just need to give us your product list, top sellers, as well as the whole list, the whole long tail, and we'll be performing this for you. And as I mentioned, our personnel will be engaging you in English. Then a special pillar for growth is represented by the fulfillment services. As you'll be seeing later on, introduced and presented by my colleague Alex. We are currently hosting here the biggest warehouse in Central and Eastern Europe. We are talking about more than 250,000 square meters, fully automatized, ready for business for you, ready to hosting your products, and from this platform on to reach the Romanian and regional our consumers in a very, very effective way, actually at parity with eMAG as a commercial, as a single independent merchants. So, and I'm happy to be able to give you this news. This is a development that it's only possible 12 months now. And I think it's a very important fact to consider and should represent an option or the single option that we have as a first step towards selling to our platform. Now, based on this fulfillment platform, we have been able to provide additional, to include your products into our programs along eMAG commercial, and to provide these products to the Romanian consumer in very attractive formats and with very attractive benefits. And I think that's very important to you to understand that. So you should consider, you know, the whole benefit that we can offer you by enrolling into our fulfillment program. Once again, and I'll be moving to the financial part. Basically, if you enroll, when you decide to enroll in a fulfillment program, the only thing that you have to do is to move your products from your warehouse in Turkey to our warehouse here in Romania, just outside Bucharest, and then we'll be taking care of everything so that your order reach the Romanian consumer and that's delivering the perfect conditions. No, so that's the point here, and it makes the process very lean and very effective. Now, on the financial side, we are providing you 2 payments per month. You have no risks here, and we are talking about a business model that only cashes based on successful transactions. No? So there are no strings attached or some other cost attached, apart from the fact that you are getting commissioned based on the successful sale to the consumer. No? And that's very important for you to understand. And our commission ranges depending on the categories from a 7% to 25%, depending on the category. And that's the whole commission can be discussed with every single of you, depending on the categories that you are activating. Now, the 7% is clearly to be seen in the IT and consumer electronic categories. As for the 2025 range, it's the one that you see mostly in the fashion and accessories categories. Now, I'll be just giving you the overview on macro programs, and then I'll be leaving my colleague Alex to take you further on and detailing these programs with you. eMAG Genius is the program dedicated to our consumers, where they get significant additional benefits by being enrolled in this program. It's a massive program. We reach more than 100,000 subscribers at the end of last year, and we count on another 200,000 by the end of the year. So you can count in this program with us on having more than 300,000 Genius subscribers and customers by the end of this year. Now, the fulfillment program by eMAG I've already addressed in the at the general terms, and I'll let Alex to guide you through. eMAG Ads is a very important service offered to you, where you can promote your products directly to the consumers, and so that you can push your sales according to your digital experience in different forms, according to your experience and your plans at any time. Last but not least, it's worth mentioning that we have a knowledge base. It's what we refer to as the eMAG Academy. It's a knowledge base that you can access once you are onboarded at any time, free. So you can get all the information about using all the tools that our platforms offer and that responds to all of your questions. It's a free body, this one, and again, it evolves as we evolve over the time. So that's my part of the presentation. Again, thank you very much for being here with us, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next to us in the coming months and weeks. And I'll be giving the floor to Alex. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Thank you, Mihna. Hello, everyone. I'm really happy to be here, and thank you for the opportunity of discussing about the potential future partnerships that we can have with the Turkish companies that are open for expanding the business. I will share the presentation. As Mihna said earlier, basically what I will present is the services that we will we cover as enhancement for business development, and I will start with the first service, which is eMAG Genius. Basically, eMAG Genius is a service that gives premium benefits for the products delivered by eMAG. So what we're discussing here about is basically a subscription-based service from the customer that offers this enhanced, let's say, benefits for the client. And we're discussing here about free shipment to EasyBox, to the lockers. So different products that are shipped to lockers, they have free delivery, an extended return time versus, let's say, the standard time with 30 days. So it's 2 months basically return time for the products that are bought. Also, what we are aiming and what we're managing to realize, it's next day delivery rate, which is extremely fast. So basically, we're discussing roughly about 95% from products that are being delivered in next day delivery. Also, for products that are not delivered to the lockers, so to the boxes, to the lockers, there is free shipping for a minimum order of 100 RON, just to make, let's say, a simple conversion, that is roughly 20 euro in value. At the same time, another benefit for the customers is that once a product is returned to the EasyBox, the money is basically returned instantly based on the credit card that has been registered into the platform. So as you can see, this basically shows a different level of quality of services delivered to a higher level of quality of services delivered to the end customer. Right now, let's say the availability for the lockers network right now, it's available in 217 localities, 20 counties in Romania. As I mentioned before, 95% of the products is the next day with the next day delivery. In the network of lockers that we have right now, we are constantly expanding this, and has been one of the most, let's say, appreciated methods of delivery at the time. So it's constantly growing. We're targeting to have 3,000 lockers by 2021. And another impact from this program, the eMAG Genius, is the fact that it shows an increase on average of 5 times in number of monthly orders per client. This basically sums up, it's a premium service offered that gives flexibility and also gives, let's say, comfort to the end customer, also offering the seller, the company that is selling, a big advantage in front of other services. The next service that I would like to let's say zoom in a bit in is the EasyBox, the locker network that I mentioned previously, also on the Genius side. So you can have a quick view on how our lockers look like. As mentioned, the lockers that we have right now, roughly around 1,000 units, constantly developing, targeting to go to 3,000 units. Has this way of working has been becoming extremely popular for our customers. Basically, the payment can be done online or at product picking when the customer reaches the EasyBox to pick the product. It can be done by card at the locker. Let's say the acceleration of adoption of this method of this delivering is also conditioned by the flexibility. As you all know, everybody we're all busy, and we want to have flexibility in respect of picking up the product and not waiting for a courier to come in and I don't know, align the agenda with that program. So the lockers offer this flexibility also from a buying option, also from a time option, and is becoming more and more adopted here in Romania. Basically, the main, let's say, program that the service that we have for our sellers is the fulfillment by eMAG part. Fulfillment by eMAG meaning obviously the handling by eMAG for the logistical aspects that are, let's say, in seller's responsibility. So basically what we're doing is we're taking some headache from our sellers by handling the storage, the picking, the packing, the shipping to end user customer in Romania, the returns, and also the customer care, which is provided in Romanian language. So basically, all the logistic aspects of the business are handled by eMAG. That means basically that from a company's perspective, there is or a seller's perspective, a company that is selling through eMAG will have to just decide on the products that he wants to sell, the stock, the pricing, and then ship it to the eMAG storage, which will handle everything from this logistic perspective. And just to give you a few numbers in respect of, let's say, the dimension, as Mihna mentioned earlier, we're discussing about the biggest warehouse in Southeast Europe, also with the technology that's going through automation, and it's extremely efficient. That's why also we are, as mentioned, covering the 95% next day delivery for the orders for the FBA sellers, because we are, from a technical perspective, we're advanced, and from a technical logistic aspect, we are advanced. Just to have an image, an investment of 65 million euros for the first warehouse, 126,000 square meters for storage area, and a new investment of 90 million and an extra 130,000 square meters storage area. These are basically a statement, let's say, these investments, they are a statement that is sustaining the fulfillment model. What we're looking to is to come in and help sustain and help grow our sellers on the platform by simplifying the way of working. Also, another metric that is relevant for this is the fact that for an FBA seller, we see an increase of roughly 60% on sales comparable to other models. You can have here a view, basically a high view on the warehouse, which is positioned next to main highway in Romania, and as advantages and important advantages for the FBA model, as I mentioned earlier, it basically simplifies from all logistic and customer care aspects. It shows a shipment with maximum 2 days to all the let's say eMAG client base that we have. It doesn't bring let's say it keeps always safe, because by handling all the logistical aspects from the KPIs that we are monitoring on the account health part, account health meaning the evolution of the seller's account. Basically, once the logistic aspects are covered, always the KPIs on this part will be on a green side, let's say. Also, we see definitely reduced claims on the delivery of products. Also, from the customer care side, clients are handled 24/7 in Romanian language, also in English for requests on this. And basically, we are covering, as I mentioned earlier, everything from a very high class of technical logistic organization in the warehouse that we have. So basically, the steps are straightforward. They're simple. You choose the products. You get support from my team, from my account managers, on what products should be selected in order to have high income and instant sales. And once you have that selected, you have basically the stock, and the next step would be to send the products to the warehouse where they're stored. They are tagged and ready to go to the customers. You receive the orders with the complete view, obviously, on the platform, and you just look on the delivery, basically done by eMAG. So these are the main facts on the fulfillment model. Obviously, we are happy to give out more information in detail in respect of this program, and we will make available for everybody an email address that will be I will share basically my email address, and I will allocate account managers for direct one-to-one meetings, which with each one of you that would like to receive more information in order to start the business collaboration and start selling on eMAG. The last 2 points here were also mentioned by Migna earlier. eMAG ads, definitely it's an advertising service that we are offering to our sellers in order to promote and to boost sales. Basically, it sums up in a pay-per-click model, and it's with a bid at product or product level for better positioning. Basically, it allows the seller to promote basically the product and the selection of products to the customers, eMAG customers, while they are looking for products on eMAG. This program itself has at the same time more details in respect of the selection, the organization, the budgets being invested there, that we'll be happy to share into one-to-one meetings. And also the last point, eMAG Academy eMAG Academy offers information about the account handling on eMAG platform, and I will give you a quick view on this. Obviously, the information are available right now in English. So what we see here are various information about even ads, what I mentioned there, all the details, how to buy, how to create a campaign, also different information in respect of monitoring the KPIs that will help you to boost sales and keep the account health in the right order, how to add products, how to handle opportunities, standards of documentation, and many other details that are available in eMAG Academy in order to help the sellers have a more clear understanding and a more clear business handling on eMAG platform. So as mentioned earlier, we will be happy to handle all the requests, and I will personally allocate account managers from my team that will provide even more information and more in detail, also guide you through the process. As you probably remember from the start of the presentation, as Michna mentioned, we are guiding you through the whole process step by step, starting from the first month that you join us. You will have a dedicated account manager that will guide you through the activation process and getting your account active on eMAG platform. That means product selection, that means also pricing and also listing the products, pictures, description, everything that you need. So it'll be guided step by step in this process in order to have a smooth onboarding process with us. So again, thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm happy that I was able to go through these details with you. We are extremely open for anything, and this email address, my personal email address, you can use to send me the requests, and you will be contacted by our account managers starting with the next week.
Thank you, Mr. Stere and Mr. Vizireanu, for your presentations. My name is Mehmet Naci Akdoğan, and I am one of the commercial counselors in Bucharest. And let's start the Q&A session of our presentation. Our first question is from Zehra Tonbul. She stated they sell coats and raincoats, and she asked for your contact information. You already gave the contact information, so we'll go to the next question. Tolunay Niksarlıoğlu stated their interest in your services and shared their contact information. And Mr. Erkan asks about the language of eMAG.
Yes.
Is it only Romanian or?
Right now, the platform is available in 4 languages. That means Romanian, English, Hungarian, Bulgarian. Obviously, English language is the one that is being used by our international sellers, but we have in plan expanding this palette of languages in the near future. So, as you probably know, we are in constant development, and right now, definitely English language is available for our sellers.
Thank you. There are a couple of firms also ask for your contact information, and Tuğçe Coşkun from Osmanlı Auto shared their interest in your services. Mr. Hassan from Keleş Crane firm asks, can they sell big items like cranes?
Yeah, sorry,
cranes like in construction or harbors.
I will have to go get back on this. There are big items that are sold, but I don't know exactly about cranes. I'll be honest. So I will come back with an answer. We will check in the categories, and I will come back with an answer on this. Cranes, you mean like the big cranes for using for building for construction building?
I think so.
If this is the reference, then it's a 99% probability that we don't sell cranes, such big items. But I will do check, and I will come back with information on this.
Thank you. Mr. Uğur Dombay asks, do you have fulfillment service for Hungarian and Bulgarian markets?
For the Hungarian and Bulgarian markets, we are in building of the fulfillment services. There will be available the services in the near future. They're not up and running right now. To my knowledge, the planning would be that it would be available this year, during this year, for the Hungarian market as well.
Thank you. Ms. Dilek asks, to sell our products on eMAG, in what amount or percentage we should store our products in Romania in your storage units? What is the approximate cost of using storage units of eMAG? Shall we sell our products only within the Romania or within the EU countries as well?
So on the again, as we recommend the fulfillment program, that means basically that all the logistical aspects are handled by us. So our recommendation is to have as many products with stock in the fulfillment program in our warehouse. Why? Because as mentioned earlier, they have a way higher adoption than any other model. From this, we're discussing about fast delivery, next day delivery for 95% of those products, and that means a high adoption from the clients as well. So first part of the question's response is all stock for the products that you handle, we recommend to have it in fulfillment services. The second part of the question, the storage allows us right now to sell only to clients from eMAG. For the future, we will have let's say a opening, and this is a project that we are thinking that our warehouse should be used as a, let's say, logistical hub for Europe as well. But for the moment, we are discussing only about delivery into Romania from the warehouse to the clients that are selling on that are buying from eMAG. And I think it was the third part of the question, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Can you please remind me what was the third part?
Shall we sell our product only within the Romania or within the EU countries as well?
Yes, I just mentioned that. So in Romania, if we're discussing about Hungary and Bulgaria, definitely we will be able to do in the future integrations on Hungary and Bulgaria. But we have to keep in mind that from overall, as a business model, more than 80% of the GMV generated is done in Romania. So the biggest market, the fastest and the most accelerated market is in Romania. So that's why we do firstly recommend to enter into the Romanian market selling on eMAG Ro. that will show sales, will show revenue generated, and then extend to countries like to the other countries from the group, Bulgaria and Hungary.
Thank you. Mr. Tashtekin asks about the fulfillment program. Are we able to upload every product we want, or the expert will choose it? If it is, how they choose our products? Thank you.
I'm sorry, I had a small interruption. Are we able to? Sorry.
Are we able to upload every product we want, or the expert will choose it? If it is, how they choose our products?
In this case, we don't. We have the only, let's say, limitations, or we don't put limitations on it. Here is a question of choosing as a first step what would be recommended. So it's a recommendation, what should be listed in order to boost sales. We do have as an importance the increase of selection, and this is what we want, and this is important for the companies as well, but we do not limit. Yeah, we do not limit. It is a collaboration between the account and the company to find the best products that will show returns in sales and be listed. So the answer is we don't put limitations. There might be, based on the certain categories. Take for example the discussion with cranes earlier. There might be products that can't be listed, but I think that this is a very small portion, and these will be discussed obviously and settled with the account manager, because all these details are taken one by one in order to be comfortable for the seller with all the information.
Thank you. Ms. Sulu asks that they produce towel radiators, and I'd like to ask if they are going to send their products to warehouses like normal export procedure. Is there something different?
Well, normally for this, it shouldn't be a problem. It should be a normal procedure. But again, we're discussing about the ownership, basically, of the merchandise is still for the seller. So we're discussing here about the storage and the shipment, but the ownership. So eMAG does not acquire the merch from the merchant. It's only the storage. So in this case, it's a normal listing of and commerce from this perspective.
Thank you. Mr. Chatak asks, would it be possible to sell hydraulic products as valve pumps, hydraulic hoses, hydraulic kits?
Again, it's a question that we will have to come back. These are extremely they're products that might be in a special range, and this obviously, considering the wide range of products that we have, we need to check in the categories accepted, and we'll come back with an answer.
Thank you. And Ms. Duru asks, how do you accept the product to your warehouse, and do you check the products, and do you confirm with the producer?
Yes, there is a, as mentioned earlier in the fulfillment part, there is all the steps in the process are being established with the seller, the company. The moment that he ships the merchandise, it's being watched during transportation. It reaches our warehouse, and there is a reception there, where the products are checked, are verified, they're labeled, and then they are stored. So the whole process is monitored by the account manager that's going to be dedicated, and it's a constant communication between the company, the account manager, and through the account manager on with the warehousing part. So the account manager keeps the relationship between the company and the warehousing until everything is settled. I mean, everything is in warehouse and listed on the platform.
Thank you. Mr. Pusat asks, do eMAG share the detailed sales reports of the similar products?
There are different recommendations that we show in respect of top-rated products. What are the most searched products on the platform? Not for let's say performance reports between sellers. So that is a question of confidentiality. So there are not reports, but obviously during the negotiation process, the account manager will be able to guide the company, will be able to guide the decision maker of the company through what are the products that are recommended to be sold in order to boost sales.
Thank you. Ms. Ekler asks, do you work with specific logistic firms to receive goods from Turkey to your Romania warehouse?
Specific, I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Specific logistic firms to receive goods from Turkey to your warehouse.
We do not have a condition on the suppliers, the delivery suppliers. We don't have a condition on this, but again, the account managers can do recommendation based on previous experience. Of course, they can do a recommendation. We don't have a limit or a restriction on the company that should deliver to the warehouse.
Thank you. Ms. Evre asks, do you have any FBE fee chart by the categories? She checked the info center but couldn't see.
Yes, we do have. Again, these are information that will be can be discussed during the one-to-one presentations, and they can be definitely offered in detail. Okay, so in respect of all costs from the logistical aspects, what are the tariffs for storage, and for all the details in the logistic, also for the grids, the commissioning grids for the products.
Thank you. Mr. Bilmach asks, do you have jewelry category in your fulfillment operation, gold and diamond jewelry?
Yes, it's jewelry. It's covered in fulfillment. Sure.
Okay. Ms. Dilek asks, can you use drones for logistics support of selling eMAG products like Amazon?
Drones?
Yeah, drones.
Not to my knowledge. We will have to. If the question is referring to drone delivery,
yes,
delivery of products through drones.
Yes.
Yes. At the moment, we do not offer this service. It's yeah. It's we don't offer delivery through drones.
Okay. Mr. Murat Tombul shared their firm's information about the industrial kitchen equipments. Mr. Tashtekin asks about the translation process. Are the translation applied to all products regardless of specialty?
Yes, the product category does not influence the translation part. So the fact that the product is in a certain category, it's not an, let's say, a condition of listing from a translation perspective.
Thank you. Ms. Joshkun asks about the auto accessories market in Romania. What are their sales chances? Is it a good market? I think.
Definitely a good market. Well, I can't give you an let's say an positioning, but is one of the top categories in Romania, and it's definitely a good opportunity. It's really, especially in the last 2 years, it had a very strong growth. The auto accessories market.
Thank you. Mr. Köseoğlu asks, what is the site commission for furniture products? Warehouse facilities are provided by eMAG. Is it? Also, eMAG is currently taking part in global e-commerce platforms such as Amazon, Walmart, eBay, etc.
Okay, so the two parts of the question. Basically, the first part, for the moment, furniture is not in the fulfillment part, in the fulfillment program. I don't have right now an estimate upon the time that this will happen. The second part, at the beginning of the presentation, when Mihna mentioned in respect of let's say collaboration with the different other platforms. So we are part of the international marketplace network, which basically is a joint venture between 4 main marketplaces in Europe, and we're talking about Kaufland.de, ePrice, and Cdiscount and eMAG. This basically offers the opportunity for a company to enroll as a seller on all those marketplaces as an option. So the expansion or the visibility on the European market can be enhanced by the fact that you are already a seller on eMAG platform. And the process is definitely simpler to enroll to the other marketplaces once there are a eMAG marketplace seller. So collaborations with Amazon or with eBay, no, it's the similar business model. But what we are in collaboration with is the main markets in Europe. Let's say Kaufland, ePrice, and Cdiscount.
Thank you. Miss Evre asks, do they have to have a company in Romania which is registered by Romanian government, or is it okay to make FBE with their company which is located in Turkey?
So yeah, there is a necessity to have a registration that as a in Romania as a tax condition. But again, this is a service, let's say, that we can enhance. We do have a partner that we work with, and they handle from a paperwork perspective, let's say document perspective, they handle the details for the companies. So they handle this process of enrolling into Romania for the companies outside, and we enhance the collaboration with them. We put in touch the companies with the company, with our partner. So all the process for VAT registration is, let's say, supported, helped by our partner.
Thank you. Mr. Shenjan asks, is it possible to sell travel products?
Sure, travel products are sold. If we refer to, it depends on the, let's say, variety of them, but the travel products are definitely a category that can be sold.
Thank you. Ms. Tuna asks, can they sell big vessels like tankers, trailers?
Not to my knowledge. So tankers, trailers, not to my knowledge. Yes, there those big items are let's say the same as the crane that we're discussing earlier. So yes, they're not they can't be sold.
Thank you. And Mr. Müjde asks, would it be possible if they can sell products like hydraulic and hose fittings, couplings for agricultural and construction machines?
It really depends, and this is let's say a question that can be detailed. It's not on our list of categories, but it really depends on the dimension, size, usage. So this should be again addressed in let's say a more detailed way, either in a one-to-one discussion, either on the email. So things like hydraulic pumps and big, let's say, items, they are not normally in our list. It depends on, again, on the dimension and the targeting.
Thank you. Ms. Ekler asks about whether you use API integrations or not.
Yes, we do. We have a full documentation of API that we can provide, and a certain level of support. And also there are different types of integration, either or listing products, but API is one of them. The documentation is available in English, only in English.
Thank you. Mr. Öztürk asks, can you inform on customs procedures at the Romanian side? Do you give customs service on fulfillment?
We do not cover the tax on the custom. We do not cover the taxes on the custom. The custom fees, let's say. And we can offer support in, let's say, how it works through our partners. But we are, I just want to make this clear that we don't support the custom fees.
Thank you. If you have time, we would like to finish the questions. Do you have time, or would you like to respond in writing later?
How many questions do we still have? If you can let me know.
Like 10 or 15, I think.
I think we can take a couple of more questions, and for the rest, I mean another 5 minutes. And for the rest, we will centralize and send the responses through the email, if that is it's all right with everybody.
Okay, thank you. So we continue. Ms. Dilek asks about the taxes as well. Should they pay any tax to Romania, customs, VAT, or etc. after selling their products on eMAG?
So on the, I think we covered a bit this. On the VAT registration part, is necessary to have a VAT registration that can be handled through our partners. So we are trying to reduce as much as possible, let's say, the workload of doing the bureaucracy, let's say, and that is done through the partners that I mentioned. So the tax registration is necessary. Also support from this partner, also support on the customs side, how it works, what are the documents needed, and what's happening on the whole process. This is support through an external partner as for the tax registration.
Thank you. Mr. Balcı asks, how can they transfer the money of the products they sell through eMAG to their own country, Turkey? Do we need to open a bank account in Romania?
There are two types of, it can be a payment done in RON and in euro. And for the bank account, obviously recommended would be to have a bank account in Romania.
Thank you. And Ms. Dilek asks, maximum commission is stated as 25% on eMAG. She asks to check this number. And is there any other expenses? Should they consider storage, taxes, shipment, or any other type of expenses?
Okay, so just to make it clear, the commission varies based on different categories. So the price point or the maximum commission of 25% is available for certain categories. The span is between 7% and 25%. Most of the categories are, let's say, somewhere in the middle. Probably in the middle upper side. Those are the most of the categories. So it's not necessarily that the 25% rate is applied to all the categories. This is one. Second of all, there are, for the fulfillment model, and just to make a completion, just to give you a number here to understand, the most of the categories, they're situated between 13 and 17%. Yeah, just to give an image of roughly of a number. There are indeed different costs for the fulfillment services that are charged for the storage, the pick, pack, and ship. These are separate costs that we can, again, as I mentioned, make extremely visible to the companies in next sessions on one-to-one meetings. Again, what's extremely important to be it's important for us to take away from here is the fact that even if there are some logistical costs on the pick, pack, ship, and storage part, this is basically a activity that reduces all the cost from the seller. So it's in my opinion, it's a win-win situation in respect of simplifying the business model.
Thank you. And we should do one last question and move to closing remarks. Ms. Akai asks, what about the returns? What is your return percentage in home decoration and kitchenware products? Are the products insured in your warehouse? What happens if the product breaks in return from customer?
I will have to come back with an idea of the return rates. The products are insured. That's what I can confirm. I just asked one of my colleagues to see if we can find out the return rates, but we don't have the number now. But we can come back on this and give you an idea of let's say the percentage of return rates on this specific category. We will be able to provide that in writing afterwards.
Thank you for your answers. And unfortunately, we don't have enough time for all of the questions, so let's move to the closing remarks.
Yes, well, rest assured, everybody, that we will come back with answers for the questions. So you can still write your questions in the comment part there. We will select the questions and we will provide the answers for them. And thank you very much for this opportunity. And it's been a real pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much to Mr. Vizeranu and Mr. Stere for being with us today and for the comprehensive presentations you have made and all valuable information you give. And before closing our program, I would like to ask our Director General, Mr. Tan, if he would like to make a final contribution. Sayın Genel Müdürüm, tekrar almak ister misiniz?
Teşekkür ediyorum. Sadece bir teşekkür için söz alayım. Değerli katılımcılarımız, umuyorum hepiniz için güzel bir sohbet toplantısı olmuştur. Faydalı olduğu kanaatindeyim. Umuyorum sizler için Romanya ve Bulgaristan e-ticaret pazarına girişte önemli bilgiler sunmuşlardır. Bu pazara yönelik ilginizi arttıracak bilgiler sunmuşlardır diye umuyorum. Bundan sonraki sohbet serilerimiz, toplantılarımızda da yine sizleri aramızda görmekten mutluluk duyacağız. Mr. Stere and Vizrianu, I would like to thank you for the comprehensive discussion and also presentations on the e-commerce markets of Bulgaria and Romania. I believe it's a very well spent time for our audience who are interested in these markets, and I hope this activity, and your presentations will open the way for very fruitful and productive collaboration with Turkish companies. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much as well for the opportunity and for hosting for this event, and we will be happy to provide more information and support for the Turkish companies that are willing to join us. So again, thank you for everything.
I would like to thank again to all the participants and our guest speakers, and I'm sure that this program will create new ways for our exports and for the activities of the Turkish companies. Thank you all again, and with your permission, I will close the session. Thank you. Have a nice day.